Hello, and welcome to Real Talk with Rachel. Today I'm talking about the importance of equal division of labor and support in a marriage. My husband and I grew up in a religious tradition that taught us the place of a woman was by her husband's side, as a helper. In my college Bible studies, all the young ladies studied the Proverbs 31 woman. Maybe you don't know this woman. She's a wife of noble character. She works constantly for the good of everyone around her. She hardly ever sleeps. She gets up while it's still dark, and her lamp never goes out at night, just so she can provide food and clothing for her family, and make their beds, and sew new pants, and instruct them and care for them, and give herself fully to all of them. She's content in her homework. That sounds exhausting. It sounded exhausting to me in college. The Proverbs 31 woman is also content not to seek more education or have her own career or pursue any kind of work outside the work she does in her home with her husband and her children. My husband and I married young. We were impressionable. One of the books we read, I Kissed Dating Goodbye by Joshua Harris, ascribed strict gender roles. Side note, Harris has since changed his mind about practically everything he wrote in this book and has an interesting blog post about how wrong he was on his website, if you care to check it out. We started dating knowing we'd get married. It wasn't the best start. We were completely immersed in purity culture and traditional thinking. But something always felt off to me. Since a very young age, I've always felt like I was made to be more than just a helper. I am ambitious, strong-willed, opinionated. In short, I wanted to do more than cook and clean and tend to my husband and children. Enter marriage. I tried to fit into that tiny little box, but I was busting out of every seam. It wasn't long before my husband and I had to have a conversation about how much work I was doing at home. We both worked full-time, but I still did the bulk of household chores and caring for our children. Traditional gender roles only benefit the man, you know. The woman holds on to that Proverbs 31 woman image and runs herself ragged, trying to be the perfect ideal. Resentment was building up. It felt like my entire existence was home, and I wanted more than that. And guess what? There is no shame in a woman wanting more than that. Why is it important to have an equal division of labor and support in a partnership? Because both partners deserve to live up to their full potential, not some narrow picture of what or who they should be. Because it's too much physically, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically for one person to handle everything at home. I mean, some women may be superheroes. I am not. I'm okay with not being a superhero. I expect help. I am not the only one who decided to have my 6 children. I did not do it without my husband. So why wouldn't I expect him to contribute to raising our children and cooking for them and cleaning up after them and teaching them to cook and clean for themselves? We don't do this perfectly. We're still working on the division, and we're constantly re-evaluating. Some seasons, I'm busier with work, and he takes on more at home, and vice versa. But we try to keep it equal and fair. We both cook, we both clean, we both raise our children, we both pay the bills, we both schedule doctor appointments and take our kids to school events. We both support each other in our professional careers. He probably actually supports me more in my professional career because he knows how to do cool things like design interesting social media posts and edit videos like this and market products. I help my husband manage his schedule because I'm good at time management. He helps me do everything I want with my business. When our kids need something, they go to both of us. We don't call it a partnership for nothing. I'd argue that partners are happier to share the division of labor and support equally, although I'm not sure there's scientific proof of that. There are easy excuses like, well, but women are just better at that. No, that's not actually a thing. We just know we have to do it, so we do. At the cost of our health and well-being a lot of times. How much potential are we losing out on in partnerships that aren't really partnerships? Traditional roles may work for some. They don't for me. And there's nothing wrong with that. Stop shaming the women who want more. We all desire to be ourselves and live up to our full potential. No one should be shamed for that. And no one should have to fold themselves into a box and pretend they're just fine in that cramped and uncomfortable space. We deserve freedom. We deserve to be ourselves. Thanks for listening to my Real Talk. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for videos about books and writing and more videos like this. See you next time.